The end of the Miami Open marks the beginning of a shift in our sport where we leave the hard courts behind and head to the clay. But before we go, how about we have a look back at the five biggest storylines during tennis's version of March Madness at Indian Wells and Miami? 99 problems. Novak Djokovic fell short of his quest to become the third ATP player in history to reach 100 titles. Looked like he was going to get it done, but in the final, he came up against a very talented and very determined Jakub Mensik. More on that later. So where does this leave Novak, who will turn 38 during the clay season on May 22nd? Hard to say exactly. He certainly showed some great form in Miami, but the competition just keeps getting tougher. And with Jannik Sinner returning to the game in May and rising forces like Mensik making it a lot harder to get through the draws, we're starting to wonder if Novak Djokovic will win his 25th major this year. For now, let's just say that Miami was a step in the right direction, but it may not be enough. Next, Sabalenka, the true number one. Aryna Sabalenka continues to widen the gap between herself and Iga Swiatek in the rankings. As the clay season begins, she leads Iga by 3,071 points. And it's starting to look like the odds-on favorite to run the table as the WTA's number one in 2025. Why? Because Sabalenka is the most consistent player on tour, and it takes a truly inspired effort like the one we saw from Mira Andreeva at Indian Wells to beat Sabalenka. She is 23-4 on the year after reaching the final at Indian Wells and winning her maiden Miami Open title. Next, teens to the top. What a month it was for teenagers. First of all, 17-year-old Mira Andreeva stormed to the Indian Wells title, producing a stunning run that was capped off by a jaw-dropping victory over Sabalenka in the final there. Ranked at number 7 as the clay season begins, many believe that the time is now for the young Russian to win her first major. Adding to the teen spirit this month, 19-year-old Filipina Alexandra Ayala, who broke out in the biggest way in Miami, reaching the semifinals after notching wins over Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek. The talented lefty has a unique brand of aggression and the star power to match her game style. She is now up to 75 in the rankings this week, as the first player from the Philippines to ever hold a top 100 ranking. And last but not least, Jakub Mensik, the 19-year-old Czech, who fired past Novak Djokovic in the Miami final on Sunday. Mensik, who will turn 20 on September 1st, is the 9th youngest player to ever win a Masters title and the first to win his maiden ATP title at a Masters event since 2001. Next up, what is up with Carlitos? Noticeably absent from the winner's circle at Indian Wells and Miami this year was Spain's Carlos Alcaraz. First, the 21-year-old was toppled by Jack Draper in the Indian Wells semifinals. Alcaraz was looking for a three-peat in the California desert, but that wasn't to be. Then he lost his first match at Miami to David Goffin in 3 sets. Very unexpected. Can he turn things around on the clay? He'll need to be defending his Roland Garros title later this spring, so he will definitely need to pick it up. Another storyline. Is Iga no longer invincible? Iga Swiatek was bidding for her third Indian Wells title last month, and she was the heavy favorite. But a 3-set loss to Mira Andreeva in the semifinals ended her reign. And she couldn't get things turned around in Miami, where she was blitzed by Alex Ayala in the quarterfinals. It has been a solid year for Swiatek, but she hasn't exactly seemed happy on court. And the fact that she failed to defend titles in Doha and in Indian Wells means that she is not where she was in 2024. On the clay, Iga's going to have a lot of pressure because she will be defending titles at Madrid, Rome, and at Roland Garros. We know she has it in her to run the table. We've seen her do it. But she's going to need to be better than she has been to make that happen. And there you have it, our big takeaways from this year's Sunshine Double. What were your biggest takeaways? Leave your thoughts in the comment section and we'll see you next time.